This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and welcome to this very important video where we're going to talk about the jail install build adjustments, the delay, what's actually going on. So many people are asking, have the jail builds been changed yet? When are the changes happening? What's happening? So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about what's going on, because there's a lot of confusion right now about exactly what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. But first, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you to all of you who are using my creator code. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so very much. It really helps me out a lot. And a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. And thanks to Skillshare, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. And with a new year, 2021, I personally decided to get very creative and have decided to completely revamp my office and totally change it into a streaming studio. I'm going to have two completely separate streaming areas, one for streams, one for unboxings and other stuff that I want to do. New desks, which I'm actually going to build from scratch because I want very specific things. A new stand because I'm going to get a new computer, like a new area for it. New types of videos, lots of that I'm going to be making. Lots of RGB, so much RGB. I am going to go RGB crazy. But with all of this has come a huge mountain to get over with, and that is lighting. My studio, or my office, which is not going to become a studio, isn't huge, but I do have lots of light, and light is contradicting with certain other areas. So multiple areas, multiple light issues and frustrations. So after a lot of frustration, I came over to Skillshare here. I typed in lighting and came up with some awesome classes, including this one, which is called Advanced Lighting for Film Professionals. This one is made by Joe Van Auken, and I gotta tell you, it has been a lifesaver. This thing has been incredible. It has taught me so much because I have a lot of experience with photography. I used to be a photographer for many years, but I never really had much experience with film and video. And let me tell you, it's completely different. Static pictures is a completely different thing than actual video. So it's a whole new world for me to explore and learn about. And this has been perfect for me. And Skillshare classes are curated specifically for learning, which means there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium content and classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. So with Skillshare, you can find inspiration in the moment and learn how to express your creativity, bring color, beauty, and fun to your year, add vivid details, and craft complex wonders. So make sure to take advantage of this awesome opportunity and join Skillshare today. And of course, once again, a huge thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So let's talk jail builds. Now, you guys may know that recently, very recently actually, I made a video because we got some news saying that, Magist actually commented on someone's post saying that they were going to look to change the jail builds. Now, not take them away, not get rid of them. What they were looking to do was change completely AFKable jail builds. Now, you may be wondering what that is. Well, let's start with what a jail build. A jail build is a way of building a construct within Save the World with traps that causes husks to be in a certain enclosed area or a certain defined area. Traps keep them stunned or busy, frozen in place or whatever, dancing, and that causes them to not be able to damage the structure and in turn not be able to get to the objective. These are mostly seen in Retrieve the Datas because of how they're built, but ever since there's tons of different jail builds, and in some give you the capacity to just Some give you the capacity to just stay there forever, and in certain cases, a single person can defeat a high-level mission without ever defeating a single husk, and in turn, they can just walk away. That's what the AFKable means. The AFKable part means that people are able to just not do anything in the mission, receive the rewards at a very minimal cost of materials. All they're really spending is their time. Now, I'm not going to get into this video on how I feel about jail builds. If you want to see my video about that, I already made a video. You guys can check it in my channel. I'll make it pop up there in the corner. You guys can go check it out. That's beside the point. So what we're going to talk about here is actual jail builds and what is going on in them. So, jail stall and build adjustments. This again came out a couple of days ago from Magist, and it says, "Hey everyone, there's been a lot of discussion in regards to jail stall builds and our mentioned changes." And right there is, a link to what he mentioned. Of course, I'll leave a link to this down below in the description. And also, if you want to know why I'm wearing the mask, there'll be a link down to that in the description as well. As of now, we're holding off on making this change until we can address some issues that you've already raised. So, first off, they're not doing it yet, okay? Jail build changes, jail build adjustments, jail builds are not being nerfed, buffed, or changed in any which way for now. And I'll give my personal opinion about that at the end of the video. First off, we want to thank everyone who provided constructive feedback on the thread, and we agree that we need to look into the crafting materials drop rates in Save the World. I talked about this in my first video. We're aware that one of the reasons that jail builds are so effective relates to how cost efficient they are at managing high-level husks, especially in late game where modifiers come into play. With that being said, we're going to be taking a deeper look into the overall accessibility of 5-star materials at the top end of Twine Peaks, something which we have heard before over the past couple of years. Overall, we want to make high-end materials easier to obtain to coincide with adjustments to jail stall builds. Again, we have heard about the adjustments for the past 2 years or so, but they've never admitted it that jail stalls and builds have been a excusable way, let's say, of getting these materials. We also want to discuss why we're making changes. Now, this is where it gets really good. Being able to AFK stall out a mission by preventing husks from spawning is something that we need to address, as it's a bug and an unintended outcome. So here they're telling us that actually doing jail builds is not a feature. Well, it's a bug. They're saying that this is not how the game is intended to be played. Now, this is a huge thing. Again, I'll address how I feel about this in the future, or at the end of the video. These build types will still be strong, as we're going to be introducing diminishing returns on crowd control effects, which means the husk can be crowd controlled a number of times before becoming immune to crowd controlled effects. Immune, right here. You'll still be able to use these traps for their intended purposes, which is keeping those husks at bay, but not fully completing the mission solely on those methods. So, it looks like the easiest way to change what they're saying here is they're going to introduce like a kill count, maybe. Like, you have to take out a certain number of husks for the actual mission to be done. Now, for those of you who know, the way I play jail builds is very different than the way a lot of people do. I don't think if they do that, if they introduce a kill count, it's not going to be a problem, because you guys know what we do. Finally, we agree that the husk scaling at the top end can be difficult, and specific modifier combinations are not fun to play against. We want to look into some of the modifiers and environmental changes to make sure they aren't overturned and potentially make them easier to manage. Some of these interactions, like nurse husks healing other nurses, for example, you guys know, you get a couple of those nurses in a level 160 mission, it's over. You can't do anything to them. It's something we also want to address. We don't have an ETA on the mentioned changes. Let me say this again. We don't have an ETA on the mentioned changes, but we'll be sure to mention them in the homebase status report when they are live. Thank you again to everyone who contributed to this discussion. Now, again, if you guys go and check my first video, you can see what I said about all this, how I said that I felt about him, why I said that at first I thought jail builds were not fair, why my mind was changed, and why I do jail builds and why I do jail builds the way I do. So, crafting materials. Let's start with there. That's the first one. We're going to do crafting materials. We're going to talk about it being a bug, and we're going to talk about ETA. Crafting materials, balance, bug, ETA. That's going to be our 3 topics right now. So, balance. I have been saying this for a long time, and it's also the reason why I am okay with doing jail builds. The balance in the game is off. Save the World is not balanced. The amount of time that it takes to get materials is not balanced with the rewards that you get. It is not fair, and the game does not work if you have to spend hours and hours and hours to farm materials to do one mission, which you might fail, and you don't get anything out of it. It's not fair. It doesn't work. The amount of materials we get in the game needs to be massively increased. I've been talking about this for like 2 years now. Let's hope that they do something about it. So again, they apparently are admitting this. They are saying, though, that this is topic number 2. It's a bug. Jail builds are not the way the game was intended to be played, which I completely understand. You guys know, and a lot of people know, that I believe that the way that we play Save the World, even trap tunnels, I do not believe were the way that the game was intended to be played. Trap tunnels, trading, all of these things. If you guys play the initial, if you see the initial trailer, or you can't really call it a tutorial because it's not really a tutorial, but the very first mission that you get to play, there's no trap tunnels. It's kind of like a semi-trap field leading up to a fortified fort. That's the whole point of Fortnite. It's not about trap tunnels. It's more about trap corridors and trap fields. It's not about, making these massive constructions or these massive amounts of traps. No, it was supposed to be you against the husk coming in with minimal traps, depending mostly on your weapons and your abilities. That's what Save the World was supposed to be. But as many things, that's not how we play the game. That's really not honestly how we don't play the game. And they are saying that jail builds are basically a bug. They're not saying that it's an exploit. They're not saying that directly, but they are saying that it's an unintended outcome. Jail builds are an unintended outcome of the bug, and the bug is that you can crowd control husks. The game spits out a certain number of husks. That certain number of husks is just out there, and you have to, you can control them. You can keep them stunned and win the mission like that. So that's not what they're going to do, and they're going to be able to change it. Like I said, they're going to be changing, how you can still keep the husks at bay, but you can't complete the mission. Who knows how they're going to do that? We'll have to see in the future. And they are saying that they will tell us. Before they implement this, we are going to see it in a home-based status report. So before, I know that every single time we're going to get an update, or every single Wednesday and Friday, people are going to say, our jail build's gone. Did they get nerfed? Did they change them? Check the home-based status reports or come to the channel. I will make a video when they say they're going to change it. I do believe that they're going to tell us before it happens. It might happen on the same day, but I do believe they're going to tell us. And finally, this is the final part we're going to talk about, is we don't have an ETA on the mentioned changes. I personally believe that the Save the World development team is tiny right now, if maybe not even non-existent. Yes, it seems, and remember, Magus, the person who is writing this, they are not a developer. They are a community manager. Their job is to listen to what the community tells them and pass it along to Epic and the developers, and listen to what Epic and developers tells them and pass it along to the community. That's their job. They have no control over any of this. They cannot say, hey guys, let's get snappy, we got to get this done. No. It is Magus, right? Yeah, it is Magus. So they have no control over any of this, guys. So if it doesn't happen right away, or whatever happens, there's no point in taking it out on this guy, because he has no control over this. Yes, we can say, hey, please pass this along to Epic, or we can ask for updates, but he has no control over any of this. None at all. So this ETA, if experience serves us well, we know how Epic has managed things. We know that there are still things from 9 months ago, 12 months ago, 14 months ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago that we are still waiting for. The material balance change, We first heard about it sometime in version 6 or 7, or actually 5, actually. So we know that this material change balance was supposed to be implemented. There was supposed to be a full change. I think it was supposed to be version 9 or 10 when we were actually supposed to see it. They tried it. It worked kind of for like a day or two. They turned it off. They tried again. It kind of worked, didn't work. Turned it off. Tried again, and then they turned it off. So it's still something that they've been working on. And this is the thing. The balance changes was supposed to happen to everything. Perk up, reperk, evolution materials. They never got to materials. The materials is sorely, horribly unbalanced. You need so many materials for traps that there needs to be a change. There needs to be an adjustment, a change here. When will it happen? I gotta tell you guys, let's not hold our breath, okay? It could be that next week we see in the home base status report, hey, we're going to be implementing these changes, which is a little scary because if they're implementing them that fast, who knows what else is going to get broken. And finally, it's very possible that we may hear this, that there's an intended change and it doesn't happen. It could be that they change the jail build so we can't do it, adding a kill counter, forcing a mini boss to spawn every single time, something like that, and then they never fix the balance. They don't rebalance things. It could be that that's what happens. It's happened before. I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to be very realistic. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. That's it. That is all that I can explain to you guys about the jail build, stall, and build adjustments Reddit post. Of course, I'll leave a link down below. You guys can go check it out too. There's a bunch of comments there. You can check them out too. Hopefully, it's good to see communication. Hopefully, it's followed up with action as well. That would be awesome to see. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'm really, really curious about that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for being here. If you guys like this video, if you enjoy what I do on my channel, please do me a huge favor and have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks a lot for Skillshare. To Skillshare for sponsoring this video. They're awesome, guys. Go check them out in the link down below in the description. And I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.